I'm Delia. I am an art consultant with an unpretentious approach. I help people find art that is truly meaningful to them. Today, I'm going to take you on a tour of an art collection in a South Denver home with the owners, Jill and Tom. Be sure to subscribe for more videos on art and art collections. Let's get started.
Thought he was trying to do like a ballet something, but I got it in Brimfield at the antique fair, and I don't know if the face broke off, but on this side he drew it, and I knew I had a two-sided place, so I really wanted something that you could enjoy from both sides. It's the only sculpture really that we've gotten, and I loved that it was a woman. I loved that she had thick thighs and that it also had that strength that I like to show in women. And it might be the only piece in my house that doesn't have a face. I just realized that. Everything else is all portraits, but she's missing her face. You know, that is a piece from Mackenzie Childs. When we first got married, we were buying a leather sectional, and I was like, I don't know what color to pick. And the furniture salesman's like, don't pick black. Everybody picks black. And we got like a shade of lavender. Like a grayish with a hint of lavender.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We have some very flamboyant family members that I think have taught us that it's okay to be bold with colors.
This is one of my favorites. This was done by a local artist who is a favorite of ours, Michael Dowling. And this is a portrait of the essence of me. And when he presented it, the first thing I said was, thank you for painting me younger. Because I did find a picture. It's not a replica of me, but I did find a photo of me younger that it looks very much like. I've had people say they don't like it, they don't get it. But when I explained that for him, I think painting me in blue was capturing me in a moment that was perhaps that kind of a feeling. There's very few photos of me where I'm not smiling. And so I think that it is also, he draws them with strength. Like in that, my eyes look strong, like I'm determined, which I am in a lot of ways.
So this was a piece that we got for Jill for Christmas a few years ago off of Zetista, and this came from England. And I believe it cost more to ship it here than it did to purchase the painting. And the artist was fantastic and so appreciative that we bought it. Jill picked out 3 options and I picked one of the 3.
I don't quite totally trust him to pick art, so I narrowed it down to a few. Yeah. The artist called this one the Tree of Life, which I also really loved. It really caught my eye, and like you said, it's probably the most expensive piece in the house because of the shipping.
Because of the shipping, yeah.
But yeah, it was.
We love the pink inside of it, the yellow. And...
yeah. It's the Tree of Life, but it's sort of our life since it's bright and kind of obnoxious. I certainly make very quick decisions. It'll appeal to me instantly or it won't. And I think that's the case for most people who like art. It's like they say, you know if you love it or you don't. These were some of our first original art pieces we bought at the Art Student League. And I find that you can get some great pieces there from students, but this was from one of the instructors. These are 2 Michael Dowling pieces. He does a lot of his art without eyes. So this one drew me because he focused on the eyes. So together they worked well for me. He did an entire installation of books with black and white in a hotel in California in their entryway that was stunning. And so these were 2 that didn't get hung there that we got to purchase. Again, I have friends that are like, why doesn't he have eyes on any? He doesn't have hair on a lot of his either. He doesn't like doing hair, which is interesting.
I think hair is hard.
There's a strength to the baldness that is interesting to me. I love her spunk, and I love that she's dressed for something fancy, but she doesn't take herself too seriously with her pink hair. I love it. Has to be one of my very favorites. I like the contrast. I like a lot of contrast in art. This one has it. The black, the white, and the hot pink. We captured each of the animals we've had since we got married Some of them are original summer prints, and I found them all on Etsy. And I just looked for ones that really captured the essence of our animals and looked like our animals. I loved the green, but I'd never seen anything like it because it's an enamel. And I don't even know how they do it, if it's a scrape or what, but it was an original piece in enamel. And of course, it had bright color. And so that one was a unique find that I got at a local antique shop, but it was under 50 bucks. So this is another one of Michael Dowling's pieces. He paints a lot with a dark background and then will wipe away. And this one, there was something about the resolve and the strength in her that really appealed to me. When I get up in the morning, she's the first thing I see, and I feel like she provides sort of a fierceness that I love. So this one reminds me of my sister-in-law, who likes to dress a little bit vintage as well. And it was at a garage sale, and the artist was just clearing out canvases in her studio. And I loved it at first, but once I saw the eyes and the deer in the headlights is what it reminds me of, that it just totally changed my opinion of it, that I just absolutely loved it. It's just that little kick of humor or interest. This was a gift by my son and daughter-in-law. I think they got that one off Etsy as well. There's a lot of original, affordable art on Etsy.
So this is a piece we got for our wedding. And so up here we have fish, and I was working at a fish farm at the time. And so the wording is fish farmer weds, television anchor. So when you put this in a mirror, you can read it. It'll be backwards. And it says, what are you doing for the rest of your life? Kind of a fun piece that a family friend made for us for our wedding. So this is a piece Jill got me for my birthday this year. And she had our friend Michael Dowling, local artist, commissioned this. And so this is Mr. Bubble. And my Grandpa Harold, invented Mr. Bubble. So this is our pink Mr. Bubble room. And that's our newest piece from him. So fun piece there. And then this is Grandpa Bubble here.
Everybody calls this room different things, but a lot of people don't like it, especially my boys who used to live in this room. And they feel like there's too many people staring at them. But I call it the portrait room. I am really drawn to portraits. I'm drawn to strong women. I find that I probably am drawn to redheaded women too. So I have a few more of those than others. Most of these were purchased in Brimfield at the annual show there. And I just kind of focused on trying to find them and found some amazing ones. A few are from Etsy. The only thing in common is that they're women, I guess, and portraits, but very different styles. And I'm drawn to how people can capture that, but do it so differently, from pencil to oil to acrylic to sketches, charcoal, a little bit of everything. This is my second attempt at actually painting. I took some oil painting art classes at the Curtis Art Center in Greenwood Village. And my dad passed away very early in COVID. And this is me in holding his hand. So I'm in gloves and the blue gowns, and I was masked. And he did a lot of carpentry, and his hands were always something that will stay with me. They were beat up and full of love. So I tried to capture that. I'm not quite done yet. Need some more work, but I'm getting there for a second painting. My very favorite one in the room, done by our oldest son. He gave me a very interesting nose, and I often wear the red lipstick, and he did the pinkish red hair, I guess. That's how he saw me, I guess. So this I love because it's young people who are starting to explore art. And in DC, they gave each kid in the public school system a little square and asked them to either draw themselves or someone they admired. And they had big, huge panels of these. This is only a portion of one panel. And they lined the National Mall with these panels of kids admired or thought was themselves. And I bought one of the panels and framed it. And it's just a fun look at how kids see things and their artistic ability. I'm a big fan of encouraging children to explore art as a way to express their emotions. This was another one I got in Brimfield, and it's called For Hippies, which I loved. I can imagine the period it was painted, and again, it is more portraiture, but not anybody that you can recognize, but it takes you back to that period where they were probably doing LSD and other psychedelic drugs, and it kind of has that feel. I've asked artists before, how do you know when your work is done? And Michael Dowling tells us that you know when it's done when someone offers to buy it. But maybe it's just that I like showing it when it's sort of a little bit more raw and not completely looking like it's done. And this one, it's almost like they just took 4 and put them on a piece, and one's underneath and one's still raw. And I almost feel like I can tell the artist was working on it, and then we just snatched it out of their hands at that time.
Thanks for watching that. I would love if you let me know which pieces resonated the most with you and why in the comments below. And if you were at all curious about getting art in your own home, I encourage you to head over to my website, sbvrt.org, where you can schedule a free consultation with me. I promise you that art collecting is a lot more fulfilling and accessible than you might think.